If the notebooks that you have used in schools or colleges had a baby with AI, that is what this tool would look like. This tool is a perfect combination of collating a number of sources from different mediums or different articles that you have picked up. It could be a URL, it could be a text file, it could be a text that you have copied, it could be a file on your drive. And we're talking about text or a PDF document, and we're not talking about images or videos at this point in time. Now, this tool has an amazing. I've used a lot of note making and notebook looking tools. Now, this is a tool which, I mean, if it had a baby with AI, this is what note management or notebook management would look like. Notion also has an inbuilt AI, but that is more on the lines of writing stuff, and you can go ahead and ask AI to do a couple of things, expand, shorten, etc. But this is by far the best notebook tool that I have ever figured, and it is developed by none other than Google, and we are talking about NotebookLM. I know there are multiple use cases. There are a ton of things that you can do with this tool, but we are only going to be speaking about how marketers can benefit from this tool, and not specifically how marketers, but this is something which can come in handy for marketers also. Let me put it that way. There is nothing that marketers can do specifically on this platform, but I think marketers will definitely find this useful. And without wasting your time, let's get started with the tool that we're talking about, which is called as NotebookLM. And let's just put in NotebookLM. It'll ask you to sign up. As I said, this is going to be a Google tool. So I'm just going to try. It is a free tool. You don't need to do anything else apart from that. So this is where it starts. And they also have a Discord server. You can go ahead and change the white or the dark themes based upon whatever you want. And experimental, this is just a disclaimer saying that you could expect results which you are not intending to see. So everything that you go ahead and add is called as a notebook. And for this project, we would be researching a few articles. What should we research about? Let's research about something that is my favorite. Let's say AI, not marketing automation, or let's say make.com automations. There is a document which talks about 27 automations that you can go ahead and use doing make.com. Then there will be, okay, I think this is the one, and this is another URL that I'm looking at. Top 10 GPT for okay, automated website actions. Assume that there are a number of things that I would want to go ahead and refer to before I go ahead and decide on what video that I would want to make. So this is one video, and I know that I told you that it is not possible to go ahead and analyze videos using NotebookLM, but let me show you another cool trick. Okay, how to build an automated lead management system. Maybe not now. Okay, these are a couple of articles that I have collated and I want to refer, and I want to go ahead and build something which is a mix and match of all these things, and I need an interface where I can interact with all these documents at once if required, or maybe ask the system to go ahead and refer all these documents and come up with something, collate, combine, divide, split, select a few things and ignore the other things. Anything that I would want to do. You cannot imagine anything that comes to your mind straight away with this kind of requirement. So that is exactly where NotebookLM comes into picture. So let me go ahead and show you what I mean by this. What I mean by this is, let's ignore the video links at this point in time. Now let's copy this first URL, right? And let's say new notebook. And you could always name it as, let's say, make.com masterclass. And I would want to keep this as an ongoing thing, and I want to keep updating things as and when I find, right? So what are you going to look at? You need to add a source. What is the source? It is a web page URL. So I'm just going to paste the URL and insert it. It gets inserted here on the left-hand side. As soon as that is done, this is something that I would want to look at. And what is this talking about? Top 27 GPT, ChatGPT, make.com automations. If I am not wrong, we also have another video. I think this is the same video we're talking about. Let's just see what happens when we add this, right? So this is also going to your NotebookLM as another source. So I'm just going to add another source. This is also a URL, so I'm just going to do that. And the third thing, so let's close windows as and when they're done. So this is another article. So I am just going to go ahead and copy this as well. Let's say add another source, web page URL, right? Okay, now there is interesting thing that is happening in this article, right? This cannot be imported because it has source restrictions, which means I pretty much assume this is because there are a lot of images in this, right? So I'm just going to keep this aside for a while because there's a lot of images and the source is finding it a problem. Now let's say automate website actions. This is looking like a forum, so I think this should be okay. This is a make.com community forum, so I'm just going to add this as another source. Web page URL, This should be okay. Right? Okay. This also has a problem, right? The source is empty, which means it is not able to populate this content, so that it is not going to take that into account because there are a lot of links, etc. So let's leave this as it is. Make.com. Is this an article? Okay. And this is a website, so I don't want to be doing this. Okay, 20 plus sales automation benefits no salesperson can ignore in 2021. We're in 2024, but still maybe we can find some interesting use cases for automation. So I'm just going to add another source as the URL. This should be okay. When it is okay, you will see a checkbox here. When it is not okay, when it has this problem, it is going to say this, which means that it is not able to populate the source. Okay, that is done. What else? Okay, this is a video, right? Now, this is where things get interesting. Now, because this is a video, it is not going to accept this as a source, right? So let's try this. I'm going to say web page URL. So this is not going to take, because it says this page cannot be imported. So there are two ways we could go about this. One is use your ChatGPT. I think this is called as GLASP. It is an extension. You can use this GLASP extension. You could go ahead and populate all the summary of this video. Copy this, come to your NotebookLM, add a source, use copy text and just paste it here and give this a title. This could be the name of the video. This one, right? Video summary. And you could also add another video using the same strategy. I'm not tricking the system. Why would I need the video URL to be added? I just need that to go ahead and understand the summary of this video, right? So I've used an extension called GLASP again. So you can use this and add this as another source, copy text. You could also save it as a text file if you think you would prefer it that way. I'm just going to do this and go ahead and add this. And I'm just going to say video source, right? So that's about it. And I have my 5-6 sources that I have already populated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 of the sources that I have. You can use this as your repository of information. You can go ahead and refer to these depending upon what your requirement is, and go ahead and start looking at what each of these things can go ahead and do for you. Now, this is where it gets interesting. When you check all of these things, you have options like get an FAQ done, or a study guide, or table of contents, timeline, briefing doc, right? So you can go ahead and add notes, which is what it calls. Now, let's say you can go ahead and generate an FAQ out of all the documents. You can go ahead and get a study guide done. Now, if you want to look at this into an organized fashion, you can just say table of contents. It will go ahead and look at all these sources and make a table of contents for you based upon what you have put in as a source that you would want to go ahead and understand this, right? Let's hold on and see what happens here. Let's give it a few minutes. 7 sources, but out of them there are 3 which are invalid, so that makes it 4. So out of these 4 sources, okay, it's done. So this is a table of content that you have. Source 1, it is a forum, Source 2 is a tutorial which has all these things, right? Now I also want to add another note, right? And let's say I want to add a note which says summarize the whole thing, right? Okay, this is an empty template. Okay, let's select this source and I'm just going to say create a study guide out of this, right? It will go ahead and create a study guide of all the outline that you have highlighted from your sources. Right, let's hold on for a few minutes and see what happens here. So these are empty, so okay, let's see what the study guide looks like. This is what a study guide looks like, right? You can go ahead and summarize them, or okay, now this is something which I would want, right? I would say go ahead and suggest related ideas. Now this is, do you see how this is like a chat GPT kind of chat window which is opening up? Here are a few related facts and ideas from your source material that you can expand on the brief table of contents. From the table of contents, it is going ahead and summarizing me these things, right? You can either copy it, like it, dislike it, whatever. Now that is not what I'm planning to do now. What I'm trying to do now is based upon all these sources. Now I want to interact with the system, right? I want you to go through all the sources and come up with a consolidated list of all make.com automations that are possible to achieve, or possible in marketing, and use these to educate marketers and business owners, right? Business owners alike. So this is my make a list of all the automations without missing anything, and also add a description that explains what the automation does and what is the problem it solves. Choose a format of your choice and make sure you keep in mind that the goal is to simplify and explain with a lot of clarity to the stakeholders who are business owners and marketers. Right, so I'm just giving a detailed prompt so that I don't miss out on anything. I'm just going to do that. I want you to go through all the sources and come up with da-da-da. The provided sources explain on how make da-da-da. Do not contain a list of possible marketing automations achievable through make.com. However, the sources illustrate building a make.com automation that scrapes tweets from Twitter, uses ChatGPT to rewrite them, and then sends the original rewritten tweets to go ahead and to a Google Sheet. This automation helps marketers generate content ideas from existing tweets 1 to 7. Okay. Showcase these automations and include a detailed step-by-step instruction to do that, right? Let's see what this says. This should go ahead and give you the steps, because ultimately that is the point, right? That's about it. So the provided sources primarily focus on outlining the content of various tutorials and resources related to generating social media posts, right? So this is going ahead and summarizing it, though it is not giving you steps. Maybe we need to be a little more clear. So that is exactly what we will be going ahead and doing now. So let's pick one URL to start with. This is a generic make.com automation, so there are no workflows here. Top 10 GPT-4 make.com automations. It did not take this into account because it had a lot of images, I believe. Now, 20 plus sales automation, benefits no salesperson can ignore. This is again generic, so that is the reason it is not giving you any automations. Now, top 27, this should have ideally considered the top 27 automations, right? Let's see where we went wrong. Automation 1. So this is between 37 seconds, right? So let's go ahead and see if automation number 1, right? Create new completions with OpenAI. Let's copy until they speak about automation 2. Where does the automation 2 begin? It starts at 120. So let's copy until 120. So, okay. That's it. So this is the automation 1, right? So I'm just going to copy this, go to this, add a source, copy text. This, I'm just going to say automation 1, right? I'm just going to say insert. This is automation 1. So I'm just going to go ahead and deselect everything, select only automation 1, and I'm going to go ahead and ask for a briefing document. Right? Let's see what generates here. I mean, do you see how the point is not whether we are able to look at the automations or understand the automations? The whole point that you need to be paying attention to here is to see and understand how this platform is giving you, I can't even call it flexibility because this is beyond flexibility. It is giving you the complete control of anything that you can find online. It could be a video, it could be a copied text, it could be a URL, it could be basically anything. You just have complete control on this to go ahead and choose, manipulate, edit, extrapolate any data that you would want, and do all sorts of things. Plus, it also gives you a chat functionality where you can go ahead and interact with the system and help you to go ahead and get a lot of actions done. So let's see what the result has, the output is. Okay, this is the guide that we have created. So it is clearly creating a guide for me to do that. Then let's say, okay, where did it go? This one? No, this one? Okay, where did it go? Is this the one? These are the FAQs it generated. So if you want to make a list of all the questions that you can go ahead and use for your articles, you can do that. Now, where did that go? Okay, let's choose this and say, we asked for a summary, I believe. The briefing document. Yeah, the briefing document analyzes a collection, right? So from this document, you can go ahead and interact with a lot of questions. But here, this is the one that I've selected, and I'm going to say, can you explain what this automation does and what are the steps involved? Let's see what happens. This automation uses OpenAI's ChatGPT to generate text completions based on new row entries in Google Sheet. This information is then used to update a role. For example, if a new row, this would be a row, I think. For example, if a new row in Google Sheet contains the phrase watch new roles, the automation would use ChatGPT to generate a completion based on that phrase. The completion could be anything from list of new movie roles to a description of a new job role. The automation would then paste the completion into a specified location, potentially updating a job description or a list of movie roles, right? This process can save time, Okay. Now, are you in a position to help me with a series of steps on make.com and Google Sheets to replicate this automation, right? But technically speaking, if you would want to get some more ideas to do whatever you want, the summary should do. But I'm just pushing my luck to see if it actually gives me any. So okay, the source does not provide the steps. So only if the source is talking about something, because this is a notebook management, it is not a standalone AI. And the chat that we are talking about here is to go ahead and interact with the notes that you have provided and nothing beyond that. Okay. One last example, one last experiment that I wanted to do with this is, do you remember how this was going ahead and not populating things? So let's see what happens if we actually convert this into a PDF. So let's do this. Let's use another tool called PDF Gear, which I have. I'm going to say, okay, I can't do this with a PDF, I think. Convert to PDF from HTML, right? So let's actually use another tool. Convert HTML to a PDF. PDF simply is the one. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and convert HTML into PDF. Just put the URL here, generate the PDF, right? Processing the document. I think it's almost done. Once this is done, I will upload this as a PDF onto my NotebookLM because on my NotebookLM. Select an uploaded document, edit and convert, download. Okay, it's done or not? Okay, it's done. But do I see anything? Nope. Convert. Okay, is it done? It's very weird. No, but the other day I had done it very easily. Why can't I see it? Downloads, no. Let's say convert a web page into a PDF free. Web page to PDF. Let's see this. Okay. Convert. Hopefully this should be done. And how complicated can this be? I think it's all the images that you see here. I think that is causing the problem. Google Sheets to OpenAI to paste completion. WooCommerce to OpenAI to Markdown to WooCommerce. Let's see if this is done. Completed. So let's download this. It's done. Now let's go to our NotebookLM. And I'm going to add a source. I'm just going to add a PDF. Let's hope this works. Okay, open. Please, 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 please work. Please work. Please work. Nope. Does it work? Okay. Can you summarize this PDF in terms of what automations are in the PDF? Stupid prompt, but let's see if it actually helps us understand. This should ideally, let's actually see what are all the things that are being spoken about. Create new completions with OpenAI GPT-4o from new rows in Google Sheet. Okay, generate high converting descriptions for WooCommerce products. Analyze sentiments and customer feedback. This is interesting. Auto reply to emails using GPT-4o. Let's see if all of these are being spoken about here. Wonderful. Create new completion. This is amazing. Do you see how, because it was a forum, it had a lot of links and images, it was not going ahead and accepting it. But the moment I converted this into a PDF and I uploaded this as a PDF document, it is going ahead and giving me perfect responses. 7, 8, 9, 10 automations. I see a list of 10 things here. This is brilliant, guys. So you can go ahead and use anything that you probably see online to go ahead and come up with a way to analyze, research, and I don't think that you will find any better assistant than what you just saw. I think this will really help marketers who are into researching a lot of articles, who get overwhelmed with a lot of information that we find online. And I think this is something which all of us should go ahead and get our hands dirty with. And this is very, very good. Plus, it's beyond everything, it's always there. You will see all your notebooks. If I go to my, where is that? If I go to my dashboard, where is that? Where is my dashboard? Okay, you will see all the nodes that you have ever mentioned, right? So this is brilliant, I would say. If you have named it properly, you can go ahead and refer to this, all those things. And you can have different folders, different subfolders. Very, very, very good tool for everybody to go ahead and do that. I am not affiliated with Zinc. I don't think anybody will pay me anything for this, but I love learning and I love to share what I learned. So this is going to be a very good experience for you to go ahead and use this. Please go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you have not yet done that. Help me help you. Thank you so much. My name is Casey. Until next time, and ciao.